So I've been thinking about the whole NEET situation and the state of the economy to keep things from the US. The whole young men don't want to work and such. The TLDR for this whole thing is essentially young men don't want to work slash are not seeing the point of working because they feel as though working won't get them meaningful results. So they just drop out of society, as it is said. Not for the long. I get it. Young men, or males in general, are feeling down about the whole situation. With the current state of things, they don't see any future where they live happily ever after. In the current state of affairs, you'll most likely work till you die, all while having nothing to your name the whole time. So why work when you can enjoy life? You want to have a home of your own, a loving wife, a couple kids, small picket fence. You get the picture. And I understand, who honestly looks at that and says, yes, I want that. Right there is what I call having a life, yes sir. Yeah, working a 9 to 5 while making next to nothing is definitely a blast. I get it. Oh, but some might say, just get good, pleb. Look at me. I have $10 gazillion, 6 million wives, 6 million hours to myself. Just get good. Here's the thing though. The average person is just that. They're average. They just want to live, not be someone extravagant. Most people aren't exceptional in the sense of having a lot of charisma, talent, looks, family status, etc. They're just people. They don't necessarily want to be an engineer that creates spaceships or a chemist that makes the next best soap. They don't care. They just want a family to be with them and have them around their bedside when they die. They don't need any extravagance. So, now let's get to the other side of this coin. The bros that aren't doing anything. There's a reasoning for them not contributing to society. Now, what are the reasons that they should be working? Well, the main one that seems to get thrown around is because if they don't work, they're losers and nobodies. Well, that really helps the situation, doesn't it? Another part is that as a man, they should be working. Sure, I agree with the last phrase for the most part. Men are pillars of society as they build everything, maintain it, and tear it down. But they have to have a reason to. They don't see any benefit from working. No fruits of their labor, so to speak. And just like any good contract, both sides have to profit. Right now it's a one-way, so men don't even play. And society has gotten around this issue by importing foreign males, 99% illegally, further severing this relationship with their own men, essentially turning their backs on them. This creates greater animosity in the native population against society. So society has effectively terminated the contract, yet still expects the other party to abide by the terms. It doesn't work like that. Now, while I understand the reasoning for the bros, I get where you're coming from, you're still a man. Don't take this offensively. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to say this as a friend because this applies to me as well, and I've been practicing on fixing it. Now, I believe you still must do something with your life, because staying at home literally doing nothing is not fruitful and it's not meaningful. Rotting away in bed, sulking about all this will produce nothing. Neither will wishing for the days to get better. World War III is still in 2 weeks, Civil War is still in 2 weeks, and total financial collapse is still in 2 more weeks. Remember, you are the man. Societies are built up and torn down by you. So use your strength or intelligence or charisma or whatever you have to forward whatever dreams are in that noggin of yours. You're placed in a great situation. You have no bills, no responsibilities, and can literally do whatever you want. You have the power to break the cycle of this current society and keeping people bound under debt. So use that wisely. I'd say it's one of the best outcomes of this day, kind of. Where your parents let you stay at home for whatever reason they may have. So don't squander it. Life is hard. as everyone knows and says, and you may get discouraged easier than most. You may not have as much grit as a man is supposed to have necessarily, and you may fall easily when under pressure because, the mental is diminished due to seeing all these things around, and, the outcomes are bleak. But you can change that, and now you have a reason, you know, grow into the man you want to become. And if raising yourself up doesn't motivate you, then do it for the bros, do it for somebody else. These other men that are in the same positions as you and don't really see an outcome they want. That's what I'm doing this, for the bros and for myself. Like, yeah, it gets really discouraging, but, you just have to plot a course and stay to it, even if you fall along the way. Don't let this be another motivational speech either. Like, really practice to grow into the man you look up to, whether in your mind or in reality. Maybe your dad, your uncle, or another father figure, someone that you look up to and say, like, yeah, like, he's really got it. Like, he's got it. Now remember, this won't happen in a day or even in a month, as time is the biggest test, which is why you don't want to try and get better. Like, I want you to practice. If you want to get to the point where you have enough money to buy a house in cash, like, get an income, job or otherwise, and practice saving money. Your training regimen is like stashing $5 in a savings account or in a porcelain piggy that you have to break open every time you want to get to the money. It'll probably get old when you have to break that pork chop every time you want a soy latte, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure cleaning up the mess outweighs the reward. Anywho, yeah. Soon you'll be able to save 5 as a habit, and you'll do it even without thinking. So now you move up. Heck, you may even have forgotten how much money you had in that pig, and he's already a little 5 fatty. Regardless, you don't care about how much is in it. You care about making it a habit that you can scale to the point of having a massive savings, and you are putting large sums away each month. If you keep this up, you'll leave your kids very well off, and you'll even have given them a role model to look up to. This applies to everything, my guy. You start small and you work your way up. The hardest part of anything is starting, where you don't see any progress, yet you're doing everything right. This is especially harder when you don't really have anyone to encourage you or that can see the progress you made. It's hard. It's hard encouraging yourself. But you will eventually see your fruits. Apples don't grow in a month, so neither will you see huge leaps of progress initially, but you gotta keep going. Better yet, write everything down or do something that will track your steps. Don't even post online when it comes to muscle gains, because they can show off and people see it and it's there, pretty much forever because it's the internet. Some people write it down whenever they have to act, when they actively did something for their goal that day. The trick is to practice progress, not the goal. Like, the goal is fine, but you want to practice progress, because that is the activity of working towards the goal. So long as you are doing something towards whatever you want, that is your fruit. This is what you want to ultimately grow. These are your gains, whether muscle, money, or love. So long as you show up every day, do it every day, save every day, that is the fruit. And before you know it, the secondary things will start to show. You can now bench more. You can now bench 20% more than usual. That piggy bank weighs noticeably more than usual. You've made it 6 months without switching jobs or quitting. Amazing, like that's great. But these are all secondary. The goal is to simply do it. Well, as I end this now, I'm sure you've heard all of this before. You're still in the same situation. You can't get motivated, you can't get yourself to do what you want, and you're constantly getting discouraged. Like, it's pretty much your habit right now is getting discouraged. Yeah. You may feel like it takes too long, that you've missed your chance, or you failed one too many times. I feel you, my guy, I get the sentiment. Of course, not every situation is the same, and some of you probably have it way worse than I do, but you're still alive, and you're still capable of practicing. So start it up for the 100th time, the 1000th time, or the 6 gorillionth time. I really don't care. Like, you keep throwing that ball till it sticks. Don't look at how much you want to lift, or save, or create. I just want you to tell me, yes, I did that today. I really don't care if it was for a minute. I want it to become something regular. That is the goal. As normal as going to the bathroom every morning. It just has to be done. Eventually, you'll get to the point of craving it because you've taught yourself to do it. I believe in you. This world may not be offering you anything, and in fact may be using you as a workhorse, but don't let that bind your life to the point of paralyzing you. Either way it profits, with or without you. So why not use the situation to your advantage? Grow into the man you could look back at and be proud of, or that your future kids can look up to as a role model. Because remember, men build, maintain, and tear down societies. You are that man.